Do you remember seeing this question type somewhere? Yes, this is a find an assumption question. Fine. So have you already spotted the answer? Which line do you think the answer is in? Let me tell you something before you think about it. Many people think that they can read through an argument and find the answer within seconds. And that's one of the most common mistakes made by all test takers. As shown in this picture, assumptions are just made in people's heads. In this case, it's made by the author of the argument. So they are unstated, and this means you will not find this printed on the screen. To put this in a professional way, an assumption is an unstated premise that supports or protects an argument's conclusion. Here, the conclusion is nothing but the closing statement of the argument. We can easily identify a conclusion when we see words like hence, therefore, thus, and so on. And a premise is a reason that supports the conclusion of an argument. Some of the indicators of the premise are because, since, as, on the basis of, etc. When you face an assumption-based question, you should understand one thing very clearly. The question is asking for an assumption made by the author. And now you may ask, so how am I supposed to find the assumption if it's in the author's head? There comes our savior, which is a 4-step methodology. Now to understand this better, let's solve an example using this method. Let's consider this small example and find the assumption. Taj Mahal is beautiful because it's made up of white marble. Now let's first find out the conclusion. That is, the Taj Mahal is beautiful is the conclusion here. This is the conclusion simply because it's the central opinion of the author. Fine. Now the step is to find out the premise. The word because is a good indicator here. Hence, the premise in the above argument is it is made of white marble. Now, the next step would be to find the assumption, and to do this, we'll have to find the uncommon parts and link them. How do we do this? The first step is to go to the conclusion and find out something in the conclusion that's not there in the premise. In this case, it's the word beautiful. Now, the second step is to go to the premise and find out something in the premise that's not there in the conclusion. In this case, it's the word white marble. Now, if you link both the uncommon parts together, you will find that the assumption statement has to link Taj Mahal's beauty and white marble. And that's the assumption statement we are searching for. That's it. But this method can be done only on smaller arguments. Usually on the test, arguments are very long and they are not about Taj Mahal or its beauty. So how do we tackle those types of assumptions? Nana, that's not in this video. That's for another punch. Stay tuned. Until then, it's bye from Sai Kiran.